At this point, it is my singular honor and privilege to invite to the podium the chairman for today's occasion to give us his opening remarks.
Let me welcome all of us to this great occasion and to ask you all to join me to appreciate these three beautiful, amazing women for the great work they've done to keep us all busy here. Your Excellencies, top government functionaries and senior citizens, our royal mother of the day. I remember when I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to call your age. But I remember as a teenager, we used to line up the streets of Port Harcourt. Actually, when JSP was announced as a governor, he was just 25. And everybody wondered at this kind of young bachelor governor. And suddenly they told us that the governor has found a bride. And everybody in River State was agog. In fact, all of Nigeria, General Gowon, everybody. And then came this beautiful Ethel. She was like an angel. And when this young naval officer, clad in immaculate white, and his bride by his side, came out of the church after their wedding, as young people lined up the streets of Port Harcourt to wave the Nigerian flag at them. I can't forget that image. And Mommy, you've remained the same all these past 50-something years. It's always a pleasure to see you, ma. Let me recognize everybody present here. We are all VIPs on this special occasion. I'd like, on behalf of the celebrants, whom I will talk about very soon, to welcome you and appreciate that you can find time to be here with us this afternoon. It shows everybody here. I think all of you know my English. My people from Kageni, Miami, so it shows the love we have for her. Right Honorable Chief Dr. Stella Dorgu. Yamara Dorgu, that's her other name, her Ijaw name. For the work she's doing as a person and also for the work itself. So we welcome everybody to this occasion. The program is a long program, so I'll be quite brief. But let me say that our sister, Dr. Dorgu, her life has been a life of service. Service to community, service to humanity, service to nation, and above all, service to God. No matter what you take away from her, you can't take away the God part of her. But service to community, let me start from there. Of course, there are other things. She has been a broadcaster, she's an educationist, and so on. But service to community, she has been at the forefront of ensuring that education, social development, gets down to the grassroots. This has been her commitment. Above everything, she's so close to community. And this is why on this occasion, she said no. It's possible for her, the level she has reached in life, to invite the biggest of the big people here in Abuja to come to be with her. But she said no. I want to bring my people, my women, and my men from the rural areas, from Kageni and from Kaba, all the way from Kaba, to come down. The ordinary people let me celebrate with them. Let them celebrate with me. Let's give her and give them a round of applause. Thank you very much, ma'am. But she's also very close to governance. She had held different positions, including being Director General of this important center. So I'm sure, DG, you are in good standing because all around you are people that have stood here and kept this place alive. I never knew this place is so beautiful. We'll begin to attract all our events, DG, to this place. We'll open this side and open this side because this is a beautiful hall. And we thank God for the visionaries. But then, Dr. Dorgu was DG here at our own time and did great things. But she was also a member of the House of Representatives and was one of the most outstanding lawmakers of our time. We spoke about bringing bills, bringing legislations to include women, to centralize women. It is enough. I remember when I was ambassador in Scandinavia, and I came here with the president of Finland, a woman, to see late President Yar'Adua. But the Nigerian delegation was 12 men, not a single woman. The delegation of Finland was 11 people, out of which there were 3 men and there were 8 women. So the president of Finland asked him, Mr. President, next time when I come back to your country, I'd like to see some few women on your side. But President Yar'Adua, and may so rest in peace, being a very wise man, said, I knew you would come with mostly women. That's why I came more with men. But that settled it. But that was a political answer. But then, people like Stella Dorgu have been fighting in the trenches. A lone voice in the House of Reps. Today we are talking about giving positions to women. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? We all know, we men, among ourselves, that women are better custodians, better managers, better people that have values more than men. We must give our women more inclusion. These are values that Stella Dorgu fought for at her time in the House of Representatives, and the records are there, and we must continue to thank her for this great effort which she put in. As a matter of fact, she came to the National Assembly from a constituency that is difficult for a woman to emerge. It's very masculine, very male-dominated, very much people with muscles. But then she was able to have a place out of character, out of her personality, out of who she is and what impact she has created in the society. So still today, she's left there, but she remains a shining example to younger women in that place who are still aspiring and believing that one day I'll be like Stella Dorgu and go to the House of Rep again from Sagwama Ikirimo constituency. But let me also add that in other spheres, she has remained one of the voices for women in this country. And in recent years, she has chosen a cause that is perhaps one of the most noble causes in life. You go to many countries, today life expectancy in Nigeria is miserable. Women are even better than men because you are up to 56 years, but for men it's 53 years. And for those of us that go above that, it is by the grace of God. But then, why do people live so longer in other countries? It's because of care. Care for people at the latter stages of their lives. Just like babies. Small babies that we have to care for, the older people must be cared for. And that's why my sister, not only your hairstyle, but the work you've done for this country by being the first DG to be in charge of senior citizens. It's a great work, but you did it with passion. You did it with passion, and it showed. God bless your father, your mother, wherever they are, because it shows that you cared for them. And other countries, people care for their older citizens. People talk on behalf of their older citizens. You go to America, sorry, America is not the best example because we are miles apart, but you go to any restaurant in America, particularly these popular restaurants, you say, when you're under 11, you don't pay. When you're under 60, some 65, 60, you don't pay. Or you're a man in service, you're a serviceman, you're a military man, you don't pay. These restaurants where you eat as much as you can. So, I remember an incident happened. We went to a restaurant, there was a black girl, and she saw two of us, myself and my brother. I was still in my 50s. She said, I don't know who you are, but tell me how many seniors you are. She was trying to help us so we don't have to pay. She said, I don't know. How many seniors are there? Then my brother said, 60. She said, okay, pass. Then one of my children whispered to me, Daddy, you are not 60. Then that's when the girl said, well, I don't know. I said, 60. She said, please go ahead. The little child looked at me and said, Daddy, you are not 60. Why did you say 60? But that shows the society where they value their older people. They know that you are no more in active service. You cannot pay the same thing. So the society subsidizes so you can still be able to go to a restaurant and have a good meal and eat. You enter a bus, you don't pay. You enter a train, you don't pay. You say, senior citizen. Because normally people don't tell lies. They just allow them and just pass. Or even if those who tell lies are few for that purpose. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a care for old people. And there must be a care for senior citizens. There must be a care for people who cannot, their energies cannot be as when they served in their best active years. So, Dr. Stella Dorgu, and I'm the happy mommy, thank you for supporting me. You know, that's why I like you sitting in front of me whenever I'm somewhere. So, we're happy that our sister, Mrs. Dorgu, has taken up a new course. Dr. Stella Dorgu has taken up a course, and that course is why we are here today. The course of looking after those who are past that circle, quarter past 65. Because normally the age of becoming a senior citizen is somewhere between 60 and 65. Some countries 62, some countries 60, most countries 65. So once you pass that level, you need some help. You take more tablets than you take. Sometimes you go more to the bathroom than you do. You need some help in different ways. So she cares for older people, and she's leading this national vanguard for care for older people from a point of view of a private person while government is doing its own part. And for this we are gathered here. And we thank her very much, and we pray that this will help our country to live better, our older people to live better. Not just those in the cities, but in the villages. Those elderly women that their children are in the cities, nobody cares for. These are the things that she has chosen to do. And I think she has chosen the better things of life, because there's nothing as worthwhile than caring for those who genuinely really need care. So we thank her very much, and we believe that what we are doing today, after 1 year of successful podcasts, will go into the streets, as she has brought people from Kaba and from Kageni to support us. So will we go to the communities to help the older ones who need help. And we call on everybody here. We call on particularly our development partners, our national partners who are charitable, to give to this cause so we can all support our older citizens, particularly older women. Older women in our villages are suffering. Older women in our villages are abandoned. Sometimes they easily tag them, say, this is a winch, don't go near our house. And it's, you know, it's terrible to imagine. But today, our sister, the former Director General of this great center, has invited us to join her to mark 1 year of this quarter past 65. And by God's grace, this will permeate to every part of Nigeria for the common good of our older citizens. We have somebody here that I must acknowledge, who is the wife of the oldest active politician. Although he says no more a politician, Mrs. Tanko Yakasai. Baba is 99 this year. He's going to 100. Yes, he's 100 this year. And he's still very active. And she cares for him. If it was about some few months ago, I saw him when he came to pay condolence with you on his friend, Chief Edwin Clark. But we must all care for those old people around us and support this work that Dr. Stella Dorgu is doing. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you and we look forward to a great event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daddy. She's concrete. Okay, so he is the father of my twin sister whose name is Conquer, and she's a lawyer and she conquers territories. Now you understand why his name is God Knows, because he knows the mind of God concerning women. One a Nigerian diplomat, a public servant, a scholar, an author, a former permanent secretary, a national honoree, and one who loves and respects humanity speaks. The difference is clear. A round of applause for our chairman. Dr. Stella, I looked there and I saw 76. And I saw how you crossed your leg like a 46. And I said the 30 years is just experience. Forget, this woman is 46. There's nothing anybody's going to tell me. Dr. Stella, thank you for all you do and for paving the way. A round of applause for our celebrator. At this point in time, permit me make just two quick recognitions. Permit me recognize in our midst the presence of Izoibe Federal Directors Forum. Please, a round of applause for them. Permit me to also recognize the presence of the President, Friends of Senate.
But now, the children that are growing now should learn that one day they will be old. Yes. If they do not help their elderly parents, it is doubtful if their children look after them.
Old age is inevitable. You are a director, you are a policymaker now, you are young, but you are praying every birthday. The prayer you get is long life and prosperity, isn't it? Yes. And you say amen. So you get that long life. And we will become old. When we begin to put ourselves as one of the many ailments that the elderly face, there's Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's hits me on a very personal level.
Please, a round of applause for the technical team. We always do better. Growing old is an asset, because the elderly represent a cusp of wisdom that if we don't tap into, we might lose the essence of living. But what does it mean to be quarter past 65? I've been mulling that in my head since I got the invitation. Away from the podcast, there are stories that are attached to being quarter past 65. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me welcome the Amazon, the Shiro, the Waymaker, the Pace Setter, the Iron Breaker, the nerve that broke the muscles in his own land and went for representation, an elegant broadcast journalist, the one who paved the way and made the way for me, the one who has shown me that when I'm 76, I should sit elegantly, cross my legs and do something meaningful, the voice who is adding to the reserved seat for women bill, a lover of the sisterhood, a builder of community, a politician per extraordinaire. Join me welcome Dr. Stella Dorgu. You're not clapping well. You're not clapping well. That's not my celebrants you're welcoming. You're not welcoming. DJ, do we have the emperor, the champion, the conqueror, the lion is here. You're going to go back and then you're going to come back. Just stand here. Because regularly, you're going to, no, she's not coming down. Just stand here. DJ, the emperor, the conqueror, the hero, the lion is here. Eh? The conqueror, the champion, the lion. All right, let's go. I don't know how to go around the land. Easy. Now, I need to catch my breath. The person we want more will come here, come do. This is what my daughter says. You're old, mommy. You're not getting old. But for me, there's nothing like old in my dictionary. I am just trying to go through the cycle of life, or the circle of living. Thank you very much, my darling. I'm still catching my breath. Take your time. And that's the thing. No matter how old we are, we need to make ourselves adaptable to this situation, to be flexible. I didn't know that I was going to be called up here to dance. But we are also told that dancing is one of those things that keep you connected. I'm not going to say keep you young, it keeps you connected. Her Excellency, there's another Amazon that is sitting there, she's smiling at me, a good friend of mine, Her Excellency Dame Pauline Talen. Stand up and be recognized. And she's sitting right beside somebody who is her colleague, a former deputy governor of Bayelsa State, whom we fondly call Odudu. Odudu Premobowe, a baby, you're welcome. You're very welcome. There's so many people who are here, but like the chairman said, we're all VIPs today. And I remember when I was trying to put this program together, just like he said, it wasn't about calling the governors and the ministers. Today is a day for us to look at the faces of some people who have been neglected, who have been shoved aside, and who also have shoved themselves aside because they believe that they can no longer contribute or people will not hear their voices. And I'm looking in the middle there, and I need to recognize this person. He's my very special brother, Sir Peter Iwo, and also Dele. Thank you very much. Peter Iwo is the coordinator of the Media Ambassadors that was created by the NSCC. I hope they're joining us
streaming with us, because many of them have said that they can't travel. And the chairman also said, when senior citizens or older adults are traveling, somebody should subsidize, somebody should pick up the tabs. So we find that people are all over the place and they can't come to where events are holding. Everybody else, you are very welcome. I'm so gratified, I'm so honored to see all these faces. Like I was saying, Dr. MM said, bring the older citizens. This day is for them. It's not about the people. This is not a power game that we're playing here. We're talking about the gradual movement that we all have from childhood through adolescence, adulthood, to being a senior citizen. So can we give a round of applause to all the people who are here from Kagini and Kaba communities. Dear friends, dear supporters and champions of our elders, with heartfelt gratitude, I welcome you to the first anniversary of 65 podcast and the first edition of the 65 compendium. What began as a simple podcasting idea has blossomed into a national conversation, one that places the senior citizen back at the center of our collective conscience. In a world that moves quickly and forgets easily, 65 was born out of a burden to remember. To remember those who paved the way, who stood in the gap, who raised families, built institutions, and held society together. Turning 75 last year was a significant milestone for me. It made me profoundly grateful to God for my life and the accomplishments that I have achieved. It also brought the realization that I'm getting older. You can see that I'm not using the word old, I'm only getting older. Although I believe, as my daughter posted on the family platform today, she says, that's my mom. She's growing gracefully older. And so all of us must emulate her. And so the family platform is agog with that. And you could have seen what I was wearing. And I looked at the picture myself and I said, there you go, girl. The truth is that aging comes with the joy of having experienced life, enjoying time with family, with friends, and positively impacting the world. However, aging also brings with it health, social, and mental challenges. Older individuals are more likely to experience various health conditions, including hearing loss, cataracts, back and neck pain, osteoarthritis, spondylosis. You wouldn't know that I have the dual cervical and lumbar spondylosis the way that I was dancing. And Aisha, my sister, will always say, take an easy, now you don't go fit straight to your back again. I say, it no matter, this one, I go dance am first. Additionally, older people may face mobility challenges, making everyday tasks difficult and require some specialized care. something that developing countries like Nigeria still need to address head-on. Older individuals may also encounter challenges in the workforce, such as job loss, confidence issues, and self-doubt. There are numerous challenges that will take considerable time to elaborate on, but we need to all recognize the gravity of the issues faced by our senior citizens. And I am very proud owner. I think, where are my people? We need to have a badge that says, I am proud to be a senior citizen, and we should spread it to all those who are quarter past 65. We use 65 as the benchmark because 65 is the age of getting older that the UN recognizes. At that time last year, I pondered what could be done. What should we do? It was this reflection that led to the creation of the Quarter Past 65 podcast. This podcast seeks to raise awareness about the challenges that those who are over 65 face, and to provide a forum for them to learn how to navigate this stage of life and to facilitate engagement between older persons, the government, the communities, and also the families. Our aim is to offer insights into coping with these challenges, how to build resilience and achieve personal fulfillment. As the founder of the Ayamara Foundation and host of Quarter Past 65 podcast, I have witnessed firsthand the silent struggles that elders face, the loneliness, the neglect, limited care, and even fewer platforms to share their lived experiences. I therefore wanted to change that narrative. Quarter Past 65 today, after 1 year, is not just a podcast, it's a movement. It's a movement rooted in dignity, in dialogue, and in the belief that every story from our elders is a bridge between yesterday's wisdom and tomorrow's choices. In the last year, we've engaged older adults, men and women, in discussions to gain valuable insights on various important topics, including the economy, social life, marriage, building careers, child upbringing, business development, financial security, personal sacrifices, national vision, life regrets, and achieving fulfillment. The compendium we're launching today is a celebration of that vision. Within its pages, you will encounter voices that shaped our past, reflections that challenge our present, and ideas that can reform our future. This compendium is our gift to the nation and a legacy of love to the next generation. Once again, we welcome you to this first anniversary of the Quarter Past 65 podcast and the launch of the first edition of the Quarter Past 65 compendium. Thank you for walking the journey with us. You're welcome.
Please, the applause should be warmer.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Dr. Stella Dorgu, for the warm welcome you have given to everybody. It is such an honor to be here celebrating this 76th birthday with you. And I'm sure it's the same for all of us. You've already introduced him, but let me formally introduce His Excellency, Honorable Peremebore Ebebi, who is the former Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State. Please let's give him a warm applause. Welcome once again, sir. We'd also like to recognize and welcome Chief Godwin Abumisi, I hope I got that right, the National President of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners. He is here with us. Welcome, sir. Great to have you. Can you just wave from wherever you are? Okay, I can't see, but I'm sure he's here somewhere. Okay, he's all the way back. You're welcome, sir. Good to have you here. And with him is the Deputy National President, Chief Abdullahi Onu. Thank you so much, sir, for being here as well. And the General Secretary and other members of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Elder Actor Zal. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you all. Moving on with the program, we'll get to our keynote speech right now, and would like to invite very respectfully a leading expert in aging and development in Nigeria and Africa. She holds a PhD in development sociology and has won the Best Doctoral Thesis Award in Social Sciences in 2005. She's the executive chair of the Dave Omokaro Foundation, and this holds a UN consultative status, and she has pioneered Nigeria's National Senior Citizen Center as its first Director General up until just a few days ago, let's say. Well, she has developed Nigeria's first national policy and action plan on aging. She has established the UN and INIA Satellite Center on Aging in Sub-Saharan Africa and has created national standards and certification systems for geriatric care. Well, additionally, she founded and led prominent aging-focused organizations, including the Gerontology Association of Nigeria and the Coalition of Societies for the Rights of Older Persons in Nigeria. With over 50 scholarly publications to her name, she has also launched TV programs on aging and played pivotal roles in Nigerian, in African Union and UN forums on aging policy, earning widespread recognition for her groundbreaking contributions to elder care and aging rights in Africa. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, do join me as we welcome for our keynote speech right now, our speaker, Dr. M.M. Omokaro. I don't think that applause is doing it for me, seriously. I mean, she's a woman of style and grace, and I'm sure she does have so much to share with us. Please keep the applause going until she takes the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, I recognize all the top government functionaries here. I recognize the chairman, sir, chairman of the occasion, and my very dear sister, the chief celebrant, the founder of the Ayamara Foundation. Let me recognize our royal fathers and mothers that are here, our Lord temporal and spiritual, representative of faith-based organizations. I see the women associations and everybody that is distinguished that is here. I recognize you. I want to say how honored I am to be invited to give a 9-minute keynote address on this very auspicious occasion. Let me use 1 minute of the 9 minutes to say how proud I am of my dear sister, Honorable Dr. Stella Dorgu. Change change is about the force of one person. And it's really not about the one person per se. It's about opportunists. One person being an opportunist and taking advantage of a moment of reflection. And then defining a vision and pursuing that vision. So I thank you for being a game changer, for being that bridge to garner the voices of older persons and to bridge across to government and also to gather the stakeholders for change. Thank you very much. I have been asked to speak on aging in Nigeria. Legacy voices, and of course the impact of 65. And I remember telling my sister, aging in Nigeria will take you 24 hours. And so this is just a bridge. I want to say that traditionally, as we know, it was a commonly accepted model. That is the typical African family model. Children are there, and children must care. So aging in Nigeria and the care of older persons was essentially a family affair. So assistance to older persons was seriously taken for granted. And this was founded on a structural functional perspective. So that when you have family as an institution, you have the extended family, it is taken for granted that that family, the kinsmen, the children, the cousins and all, will all rally round and take care of that older person. And that family is depended upon to socialize the coming members, to internally assimilate the norms. So you should know that it is your lot to take care of your father and your grandfather. And then this was also based on role theory model perspective, that children have a role to play, and mostly women, daughters and daughters-in-law have a role to play. And that role became legitimized by tradition. So older persons came to expect, so it was legitimate expectation, that because I have these children, they will take care of me. And then there was also the exchange theory perspective. Because I invested my time, sold my wrapper, sold my farm lot, and sent you to school. It's filial obligation, it's reciprocity. That is also, accepted in our faith doctrines, that you must take care of the older person. So that is the norm of reciprocity. And so for a very, very long time, Nigeria had no policy on aging. So that policy that was unwritten was the policy that family is there and family must care. And so nobody really interrogated the quality or the capacity of family to care for older people until things began to fall apart. Urbanization, children also had a right to seek their own fortune and to raise their own families. So they had a right to travel. Migration, urbanization, now technology came and really tore everything apart, and so on and so forth. So at a time, even up to 2013, when I first laid my hands on the Global Age Watch Index, and they were using identifiable, comparable data to rank countries as to the well-being of their older persons. Out of 90 countries, Nigeria ranked 85. And what were they looking for? They were looking for well-being in terms of income security, pensions coverage, how many people were covered by pensions. And they were also looking at the poverty of older persons. how much cash is in hand, how many older persons are engaged, generating money, supplementing income, how many can have money to spend independently. They were also looking at psychological well-being. Are they happy? Do they feel good about growing old? Is there esteem about growing old? And then the other one was now health. And that is where it even got bad for Nigeria. Healthy aging at 60. How healthy are our people when they get to 60? And how many years would they live after 60? So life expectancy at 60 and life expectancy after 60. And then the environment. They looked at the environment. How friendly is the environment to older persons? And then, of course, continuing engagement and education. Do they have opportunity for lifelong learning? Are they recognized as persons who still can contribute? People that are significant and have value. And so there's an opportunity for them to continue to upskill. Nigeria was 85. Ghana was about 40-something. We only were competing with Afghanistan, a country that was at war, so you can imagine. And then later on in 2015, Nigeria went further down, became 86 out of 95. And then later on, when I now began to really get into aging and all, there was the Madrid International Plan of Action on Aging. And that plan of action has indicators which really helped me and guided me, even as the DG of the National Senior Citizen Center. For you to know whether a government is committed to the well-being of its older persons, there is a whole list of indicators, questions that you must answer. And those questions are used also to evaluate countries. So the number one question will be, do you have a legislation on aging? And Nigeria, of course, at that time, had only the Pension Act. So any talk about older persons in Nigeria was about pensions. At some point, you would think that every older person was had access to pension. But I was shocked that it was less than 4% of older persons. And yet every discussion was about pensions. So apart from the Pensions Act, there was no other legislation. So that was a no for Nigeria, tick wrong. So the next question was, do you have a policy on aging? Because without a policy, you cannot articulate the problems. Policy is a plan of action to show that you're serious. So not having a policy means that it's not a serious matter that government should be concerned about. So the next question was, do you have a strategy? Is it a strategic roadmap? Because it's one thing to have a policy, it's another thing to really put it down, how you are going to navigate the multi-sectoral things and then get help to older persons wherever they are. Nigeria didn't have any of these things. And then the next question will be, is it a dedicated entity? Because issues of aging are very complex. Do you have a dedicated entity that is focused on aging, that can coordinate issues of agriculture, housing, transportation, health insurance, can, care, long-term care, and so on and so forth? It continued like that. And then it came to programs. Are there programs on aging? Do you have a mechanisms of engagement? Can you engage older persons wherever they are? Can you engage stakeholders? And so on and so forth. To cut this story short, Nigeria had none of this. At a point, I'm trying to tell you this so that you see the progress that Nigeria has made. But in 2017, the National Senior Citizen Center Act was signed by the late President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2021, the National Policy on Aging had approval, and this policy is very comprehensive. Articulating the challenges of older persons, and it's a national policy. And then there was a strategic roadmap that was developed. the national policy was now operationalized into a national plan of action. So that meant in the sight of the globe and within the country that Nigeria now became committed, the leadership of the country became committed to now identifying that older persons have a right. They have to be included in development. They have a right to be heard. They have a right to have their programs budgeted for and included in the National Development Plan. That older persons are also citizens of the country. And so that was the National Senior Citizen Center. I want to say that within the past 4 years, Nigeria has done a lot. Tried in programs development. My sister was talking about, the chairman I think was talking about codicils in transportation. We were talking about codicils in priority treatment and things. It's coming. The card is a work with music, but very soon that card will be rolled out. And so many things, continuing engagement of stakeholders and so on, geriatric social care and so on and so forth. But I want to say here that, having said that, aging and issues of older persons and health for older persons is an all-comers affair. It's for all the stakeholders. So it's at this point that I want to pause and really thank my sister, Honorable Stella Dorgu. 65 podcast is a continuing engagement mechanism. It's a continuing engagement tool. Because first, it recognizes that older persons have a right to speak up. Secondly, it recognizes that older persons have significant values and their voices echo experiences and wisdom. And then quarter past also is also a mobilization tool because it's going to communities. So I'm very happy to see faith-based organizations because in aging there are really 8 major stakeholders categories, and I see most of them here. I see the faith-based organization, I see the royal fathers as the traditional institutions, I see the youth here represented, the women associations, they are here, and so on and so forth, and the experts in aging. So I want to really stand to appreciate you and to give hope to Nigerians that indeed we are not where we used to be. That the engagement mechanisms, institutions that you need, otherwise you'll just be talking and talking. You cannot plug in the budget and so on. And then to end by also saying that the federal government can do all it has done. But because we run a federal system of government, the states must adopt, and the states must also accelerate, implement, so that you can get to our older persons where they are in the underserved areas, in the safe places. So these are the challenges. The states, will they domesticate the act? About 8 of them now have domesticated the act. That's why I'm very happy to plug into what you're doing to say that it's also an advocacy tool, a mobilization tool. So wherever you are, wherever you go, create an awareness as to the instruments that are available now. States should develop their own state policy on aging. Before I left, at least 3 states had their state policy on aging, about 8 states were in various levels of domesticating the act. At least 4 states domesticate the act. And they are creating programs and plugging in and partnering with the National Senior Citizen Center. This is how programs, economic empowerment, senior-led multipurpose cooperatives, the geriatric social care sector that we have opened up, training and certifying caregivers. This is how the impact will be felt in the rural areas. Abuja cannot be everywhere. The state governments, the state governors must be committed to streamlining and aligning with the federal government and really taking help to our older people. So I'm very happy to say that, now the present government with the Renewed Hope agenda, the announcement came that, pensions have been, increased, and I hope we'll see that operationalized. And then, of course, the vulnerable group funds will also cover, older persons, senior citizens, retirees that are low-income cadre. So I want to first again congratulate you on your birthday, celebrant. 75 and looking good, 76 and looking good, and I want to adopt you as my poster girl. Yeah. So when we talk about continuing engagement and healthy and active aging, I say here is the poster girl. She's still active and significantly impacting society. So congratulations on the 1-year celebration of 65. It was my honor to be part of it from the beginning, and I want to tell you that, well, I'm now retired. The David Makoro Foundation is there. We partner with you, and we'll continue to serve our senior citizens. And I'm glad to recognize the coordinator of the National Goodwill Ambassadors of Age-Friendly Environment and Elder Justice, Dr. Peter Ihu. It's always a pleasure to see him. And so you see the continuing engagement in a bureau that was created really mobilized all the people, and they are continuing to give back to society. So thank you for bringing your tool and the continuing engagement mechanism. God bless you, and God bless your entire team. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together for her one more time as she takes her seat. At this point, we will take 1 or 2 goodwill messages before we break into the panel session. Permit me to recognize Dr. Chris Ekio, President Emeritus Ijoy Youth Council and former Commissioner, Delta State. Dr. Chris Ekio, seated on the front row. Thank you. Okay, so I will be calling to the podium the Director General of the Miriam Babangida National Center for Women Development, our current location, formerly known as the National Center for Women Development, in the person of Honorable Dr. Hajia Asabe Vilita. Let's put our hands together. Let's put our hands together for Hajia Asabe Vilita. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. In the name of Allah, in the name of God, the most merciful and the most beneficial to mankind, I say good afternoon to everyone, especially our celebrants, our big sister, Her Excellency, my colleague, the DG, National Senior Citizen Center, other dignitaries in the first row. Everybody here is a VIP. Thank you very much for coming for this very, very important event. We so much appreciate all of you. Our father of the day, our chairman, His Excellency. We say thank you very much for those words of wisdom, and thank you very much for standing by our sister. Let me start by congratulating my senior colleague by all standards, senior by age, senior DG. She was DG way back before I came. Senior colleague in the National Assembly. She was a member in the House of Representatives in 6th or 5th Assembly? 7? Okay. She was member in the House of Representatives in the 7th Assembly, while I was a member in the 8th Assembly. So you can see that she's, by all standards, my senior sister. Thank you very much, and congratulations for attaining the age of 76, which you don't really look it. I pray that I be like you. I cannot be like you because I'm already looking older than you. Congratulations, I pray that you age gracefully, more bliss to your elbows, and thank you for giving us your wings to fly on. These are the kind of events we need for people to learn from. As senior citizens, we need you because you are really we need to tap from your wisdom and words of experience. Having said that, it is with great joy and honor that I join you all to celebrate the first anniversary of the 65 podcast. On behalf of the staff and management of Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development, I extend my heartfelt appreciations, felicitations, and gratitude to the Ayamara Foundation, ably chaired by my sister, the celebrant. I congratulate the organizers, the partners. You can see an array of partners. I'm so happy for my sister that she has gotten people that keyed into this project, and everyone who has really worked tirelessly to make this remarkable initiative a reality. The vision behind the 65, which is to honor and amplify the voices, wisdom, and contributions of our senior citizens, deeply resonates with the mandate of this center. We recognize that our elders, especially our elderly women, remain invaluable assets to the nation. They are the living archives of our history, the custodians of the culture, and the silent architects of the progress we all enjoy today. And we also gain a lot of wisdom from them. This podcast is a commendable platform that not only celebrates their stories but also bridges the generational divide, as said by earlier speakers. It encourages dialogue, mutual respect, and learning between the young and the old, and also reminding all of us that age is not a limitation, but a crown of experience as wisdom, as seen in our dear sister, the celebrant. As we reflect on the strides achieved in the past 1 year, I call on all stakeholders, government agencies, private sectors, civil societies, and even kind-hearted individuals to partner in sustaining and expanding this noble cause. Let us all work together to, 1, create more platforms that preserve and share wisdom of our elders. 2, we should work together to ensure policies and programs that prioritize the welfare and dignity of senior citizens, and also let us work together to inspire the younger generation to tap into these valuable lessons for nation building. At Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development, we pledge to continue supporting initiatives like this that promote inclusion, lifelong contribution, and the celebration of every woman at every stage of her life. May 65 continue to grow in reach and influence, lightening the way for future generations with the voices of our esteemed elders. Having said that, I thank you all for listening, and happy birthday to my dear sister. Thank you very much.
The mathematical DG herself. Please, a round of applause to her. And just in case you did not know, she was elected to the House of Reps in the 8th Assembly, and she represented Goza, Chibok, and Damboa, Borno State. The other day, the Vice President said if there was someone who had resources to impact a community, it is this woman, for building schools and for ensuring that girls stay in school in Borno State. Please, a round of applause to her. And before the men will accuse us of gender imbalance as we push for the reserved seats, The next voice you're going to hear, I just told him he has refused to grow old. I don't know how he does it. There's something about the southern waters that keeps them young. Please, for a goodwill message, join me welcome the former face of the Zob people, Dr. Chris Okio. See how he's bouncing. See.
Your Excellencies, the Chairman, and indeed my amiable mommy, that's what I call her. She's actually the same age with my biological mother. Happy birthday. You're quite amazing. When I walked in here, I had a small debate with my colleague. I said, that's auntie. I said, no, that's younger. And then I had to look again and say, but you're right. She's hot. So I want to say that I'm quite emotional, realizing that having watched her as a younger person all these years, at 76, she's still doing so much to change the narrative about older citizens. I say so because as a doctor, I have come across older citizens that even their own children bring to the clinic and abandon them. When care out of pocket becomes very complicated and expensive, they just walk away. I had a very wonderful experience where someone brought his father in and brought a young lady to help take care of this man, and after spending like a month in my clinic, we didn't hear from them again. And the man stayed there until he passed. We're now looking for how to even send the body to the owners. And they were afraid to come because they thought they couldn't pay the bills. We had to write to them to say, look, every bill has been written off, please come take the body. So caring for the old is something that I think that I'm happy to hear that there are policies, national policies now for old people. And what you're doing is going to actually not just amplify, but cause the effective change that we've been looking for in our country. I salute every senior citizen here, and I'm approaching. So I'm glad that there's something that I'll look at for me when I get to that age of being a senior citizen. I thank you very much and for giving me the honor to speak here. And good luck in all that you're doing. God bless you.
Another warm applause for Dr. Chris Okio. Thank you so much, sir. We took you unawares, but you aced it. Normal thing. Well done, sir. Yes, the steez actually came with it to the party. You're welcome once again. All right, Ngozi, please come forward as we welcome the panelists. We'll have a very brief panel discussion right now.
Please, can you help me give a round of applause to our 3 Amazons who have been moderating this program today. I just whispered to someone, I said, they have really turned this event into a celebration. And I am honored. I'm really honored. We'll try to make it snappy. We'll also have the audience ask questions or make comments as we go along. But here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome the panelists and everyone who's here today. And all those who are not in this hall, but are live streaming with us. You can live stream with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Welcome to this special edition of 65 panel session. It's the 1-year anniversary of 65 podcast, and it's also the launch of the first edition of our compendium. Like I said before, this is more than a conversation. It's a bridge between our generation and the generation that's coming after us. It's a platform, and I'm sure you'll agree with me today after you hear all the voices speak, that there's a lot of wisdom that our elders have and that we need to pay attention to. Over the past year, we've listened to experienced technocrats, a market woman, artists of the Benin Kingdom. We've listened to a prime minister of Edo State, the Iyase. We've listened to an author, Lady Lucy Jonah. We've listened to a woman who's not a Nigerian, and that makes us to look in the next year at how we are going to engage Nigerians from the diaspora. And someone that comes to mind immediately that I have been told not to miss is the woman, I think 79-year-old, who just got her PhD. She was well celebrated on the social media. We'll be talking to her later. But the voices that we've listened to, the people we've listened to, have come with a lot of experiences. They've come with what we call nuggets of experience, of wisdom. My name is Dr. Stella Oluwarotimi Ayamara Dorgu. I'm your host for today. Now, let us begin. We'll start with the medical doctor. And if anybody has anything to say, you can just raise your hand. I think our moderators, our MCs can go around and have people just make comments as we go along. Sir, you're very welcome. With limited access to geriatric care in Nigeria, how can families detect and manage age-related illnesses like hypertension, arthritis, dementia, diabetes before they become life-threatening?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a big pleasure to be here today, and thank you once again for inviting me. My name is Dr. Bayo Ayodele Ogunbayo. Medical scientists in the past used to say that whatever challenges you are likely to have at the old age will definitely start giving signs from age 40 or thereafter. There is no saying different thing from this. The only way out to know your age status is to continually do a medical check. The impression in the past that until you are sick before you visit a hospital is totally unacceptable. That is number one. Human bodies are not vehicles, but even the vehicles, you service them once there is need to change oil and do all those things. But you don't need to wait for complaints before you visit a doctor. I'll be a bit practical in my comments. We have been told by the DG of the National Senior Citizen of Nigeria that in the next few couple of years, we'll be having some practicable steps to take the arts, the policies, and all those things we are expecting that the senior citizens will be enjoying. She's equally giving us a little brief of the past, where every family members, the children, the relatives and co are the one taking care of the elderly. That is the past. She's been making assessment of the future. But what do we do now? Because this is the basic thing that affects or confronts majority of the health practitioners. What do we do now? And that is why I've said, irrespective of whatever complaints we have, we should cultivate the habits of, number one, subjecting ourselves to a medical check. I'm not talking of just malaria and typhoid. Most diagnosis centers have a list of things they call a check in different categories. But even aside that, I think the first assignment we need to do as family is to first of all recognize our need to have a family doctor. A reliable, a competent, a responsible, accessible health practitioner. They call them general practitioners or family physicians. You need a family doctor. That's the first assignment. And I'll tell you how we can handle all these bottlenecks of the challenges where we find ourselves today. If you utilize these people called family doctors well, you realize that they can design a particular set of investigations you need to do that will make you know where you are now and what likely challenges you face in future. From your complaints, from whatever it is they get when they examine you, they will be able to know these are the challenges you may likely face. From simple things, your blood pressure, your weight, all your parameters, all your vitals, it will give a clue that look, the way you are going, you are crossing the line. There could be challenges from basic things like your body weight. There could be challenges from your blood pressure if care is not taken. There could be challenges from your blood sugar, your cholesterol. All these little things I've mentioned, especially these four, would definitely affect the quality of your life once you cross those basic years of 50 years beyond. Arthritis will occur in everybody, but there are some factors that can bring them much earlier and much more severe. Excessive weight, diabetic cases, poor diet, and cholesterol issues, and so on. So, in little summary, the major way out to have early detection of majority of the challenges we are going to have in old age is regular medical checkup. Whatever it is you have noticed in your body in terms of complaints, it's natural when you get tired, when you have worked hard, it's natural to get tired, it's natural to get headache. But the moment these symptoms are becoming continually, almost every now and then, is a warning sign to the body that something is wrong. I am not talking of just patronizing the pharmacy. Malaria is everywhere. This is tropical environment. We may equally at one time or the other one have typhoid, but there's nothing bad. Even if it is once in a year, subject yourself to a medical checkup. I'm talking of a fairly comprehensive medical checkup. And this is the way it goes. When they do a comprehensive medical checkup, we agree the bulk of the test may be normal, but the few areas where there are challenges, it will equally give you a pointer to what you need to do. Do you need a change of lifestyle? Do you need medications? Do you need any other things to do? They will give you a warning. That's one. Number two, There are certain challenges that occur in families. You have parents that are diabetics, you have the one that are hypertensive, you have the one that equally have series of cancer cases or arthritis, old age challenges. These are warning signs to us that we must even take that medical checkup more important than the other ones that don't have such complaints. But the hallmark of the fact that the major way to go and discover early enough all these medical challenges is to do a medical check. This way, we'll be able to detect on time, and possibly we'll spend less. There will be, most of the time, less medication to take, and the outcome will be a lot better off than in other more severe cases.
Thank you very much, Doctor. We are going to do a very strict time management here, and I think we've heard what the physician has just said. And if we try to hide behind, "Now so my body they do me," if I just rest small, everything will be okay. But the expert is saying it's not as easy as that. You need to pay attention to what your body is telling you. Thank you very much, Dr. Bayo. I wanted Mrs. Florence Wanchiku to take on the next question. And that is, how do we manage the silent emotional toll of aging? I'll still ask you another question, but this is just in addition to, it's a follow-up to what Dr. Bayo said. How do we manage emotional toll of aging? Grief, regret, memory loss, especially in the senior citizen who have no one to talk to or to care for them.
Thank you. Talking about emotional issues, more often than not, these problems begin from childhood. Childhood trauma sometimes lead to adult issues. When these issues are not contained at an early stage or addressed on time, we begin to experience a lot of problems in adulthood. So that is key. We need to do all we can to watch our kids. For instance, I'm particularly interested in teenage issues because it's because of the children, the younger people, my experience with them, that I'm really, really keen in this program because, like I said, bridging the gap, we have to do something. So from childhood, we have to begin to address certain issues. So parenting is very, very important. This is part of it. We have to be intentional in parenting, and do all we can to connect with our children, to know them, not just educationally. Whatever concerns their emotions, we should begin from childhood to know who our children are, so that you can address certain issues as they, grow, in life. So that being said, there are a lot of challenges in the society, and as we grow older, they are more difficult to handle. We have to actually, but sometimes seek professional help when we have emotional issues. Professional help is important. Then we have to reduce as much as possible stresses that are avoidable. Stress in life is a certitude. We cannot do without stress, but there's good stress and bad stress. So we have as much as possible to reduce stress level, not to bother so much, worry so much, worrying about things we cannot change. You know, a lot of times we worry, particularly about maybe our children who have left us and all that. We are worrying. And this is affecting our hormones and everything. You know, our BP keeps rising. Even me, I'm guilty even as I stay here. I'm worried about children because parenting is a long life affair. So we keep worrying. So if we stop worrying so much, surrender things to God, believe in Almighty God to take care of our issues, that will help us to reduce stress level in our lives.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you because we'll want to talk about mentorship and also want to talk about how to really raise children, because one of our wisdom partners, the people that we've interviewed, have talked about how to raise children. Now, before I come to the National Center and what they're doing, let's ask the Union of Pensioners. Issues about pension has been in the limelight for a long time. And yesterday, Mr. President was talking about free medical service. We are yet to understand how that will be operationalized. Why does pension disbursement remain such a big issue in Nigeria? Abroad, pensioners get their pensions in the mail. Their bank accounts are credited. But this is not the case here. People come for re-accreditation upon re-accreditation and what have you. What is it that the Nigerian Union of Pensioners is doing to avert this or to minimize this issue?
Good afternoon, everyone here. I am speaking on behalf of the President of Nigeria Union of Pensioners, and I am very much happy that pension administration in Nigeria in the last Good afternoon, everyone here, and most especially the former Director General of National Senior Citizen Center, Dr. MMM Omakaro. In course of my this session, I can say more about the good job we have done with her in the last 4 years on the issues of aging. Pension administration in Nigeria in the last 30 years never went through a reform. And all the reforms of the recent reforms indeed did not cater for yearnings and aspirations of Nigerian worker, especially the women. Majority of the pensioners presently are in the low cadre aspect of the civil service. And that led to very low contribution into the RSA accounts. RSA savings account means retirement savings account, a system under the Contributory Pension Act. The law says employer contributes 10% on behalf of the employee, and then the employee contributes 8%. And after 20 years, once you exhaust what is in your RSA account, who knows what will happen? Low pension. If we really want to make, I want to call on every active worker now that we have to wake up from where we are, especially workers, because the contributory pension determines our end. And our contributions are still too low. It can never take care of even a single paracetamol for a sick person or atenolol for BP drugs. What they will pay you every month cannot be able to buy these drugs for you for 1 month, talk less of your feeding, accommodation, and other source of livelihood. I therefore encourage that now that the contributory pension is the model the federal government has adopted and the private sector has adopted, is no longer takes care of our life at retirement. But I would encourage to go for voluntary contribution. The Act provides that you can be able to, in your active service, in your active age, you can engage your businesses, whatever is the turnover or investment you invest in your RSA account, so that you can be able to get a better pension at retirement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope what he has told us is quite instructive. We all have to be involved in what is going to happen to us tomorrow. Thank you very much. Peter Igo, you are an older citizen. You've gone through all what we're talking about. But today you have a very important function. You are the media, the coordinator of the media ambassadors for older citizens. Tell us in a nutshell what it is that you do and how it is that you mobilize media practitioners who have retired to still be relevant.
Well, let me thank Dr. Hemema Mokaro, because she dragged me into this. And she's a great lady. I think we should really give her a round of applause. I met her by accident. I invited her to one of my gatherings. We had an award ceremony, and through one of our staff, I invited her, and she said she was the DG of the National Center for Senior Citizens. I said, what is it about? And she said, oh, it's an organization set up by government. And so I said, tell me more. So I paid her a courtesy visit. And when I heard what she was doing, I said, look, I'm an elder citizen. How come I've not heard of what you're doing? So I said, you need something. You need to let the world know what you're doing. And for that, you need the media. If you don't say what you're doing, nobody will listen to what you're saying. So that's how come we joined her to celebrate one of our events. It was that event, at that event, that she gave me this badge and made me an ambassador for senior citizens. And it's important because when we came together, I saw many of my colleagues, many of them looking like my father. They had aged, they couldn't walk, they had to be carried, some in wheelchairs. And I realized that retirement was not being good to them. Many of them were idle, little pension, like you said now. One example of that, I've worked 39 years for government. I was recruited from the university. I worked from 1972 till I retired for 39 years. And my pension is 200,000 naira a month. And, but I don't just sit down and cry. I always say, he who rests, rests. If you sit down and cry, nobody will know what you're doing. Before you know it, you are decaying. Like a house left empty, you decay. So when she gave me this challenge, I immediately brought together all our broadcast veterans, all those above 60, entertainment broadcast, Joke Silva, Bimbo all the producers, all the directors, and many of them needed to be broke. They needed company. Many of them from isolation, so loneliness, they just sit there. And but when they came together, they found that gave them a new lease of life. That made them wake up. And I didn't just bring them to sit down and talk. I also gave them an assignment. You as broadcasters, you must continue to do what you know best. And that is keep engaging. And as we speak, we have gone to meet even those older than we are, our pioneers in broadcasting. I led a team to visit Engineer Maduka, the pioneer DG of NTA. And we interviewed him. The program was on air a week ago. He was 90 and still going strong. We visited Engineer Wigwe, who was also one of our former DGs whose son died in the accident. He was very happy to see us. He was over 90. But these are still active men who, because they have a positive attitude to life, are still getting engaged. And that's not because we've not suffered trauma. Many of us, from what Madam there said, had gone through trauma, even as broadcasters. I recall just one quickly. One of the biggest names you all know in broadcasting is Zebediah Konigu Mugwala's 430. When I brought him to open a camp for them in Enugu to produce Village Masquerade, and I went to see him one day when we were going to record, and he told me, Oga, please, I need to go and see my daughter. I said, where is she? She said she was in the hospital. So I went with him to the hospital to see the daughter, 14 years old girl, pretty girl. She was just smiling. And I said, oh my God, what is the problem? And he pulled me aside and said, the doctors had told him that she was going to die in 2 weeks. And there was nothing they could do. We left there and I had tears in my eyes, but we went back to the studio. The show goes on. Zebediah, who just left the studio, he told us his daughter was going to die in 2 weeks, had to come in front of the camera to make people laugh. So there he was giving joy to many, but he was also screaming inside with pain. And that's what most of us have gone through. But like you say, we must all learn to manage our trauma. We must all find ways to do things that ordinarily we should just not ignore. And I'm glad the doctor has said that. Know who you are, know what your body speaks. When I was younger than 60, a friend, an older friend, told me, you're getting to 60 soon, learn to take baby aspirin. And I said, why? I ignored it. The year after I retired, I had a heart attack. And she told me, if you had been taking it then, it would have helped. I don't know about that. But anyway, it's important, therefore, to always check yourselves. Not to wait until it happens before you cry foul. Don't wait until it happens. Always check yourself. And stay connected. Make friends. Stay with friends. Be happy. Put a smile on your face. It's always nice to be happy. Thank you very much.
And we are leaving the best for last. We're going to talk about the National Senior Citizen Center, which was inaugurated, or the law, the act, in 2021. 2017, but I'm talking about today and what the pioneer DG did with all the work. Now, can you tell us in a nutshell, because he said he didn't know what the National Senior Citizen Center was until he had a chance meeting with the pioneer DG. What have you guys done? What specific policies or programs has the NSCC implemented that will be of benefit to all of us here?
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Please, just to say that the Director General would love to be here, but she's engaged somewhere. That's why I'm here in the capacity to represent her. But before I respond to the question, please, most respectfully, join me and activate this appeal. Shall we give a resounding round of applause to Dr. M.M. Omokaro? question put across to me resonates. I use that word because she was inaugurated Director General of the National Senior Citizen Center in June 2021. No office, no vehicle, no budget, no staff, from ground zero. And in just 4 years, where we are in aging, where we are with matters of senior citizens, where we are with matters of older persons in Nigeria, the pioneering effort, the bulldozing effort, we ascribe it to her. Shall we give her a round of applause again? Just yesterday, in sustaining one of the programs she pioneered, a partnership initiative under income security with the Small Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. We were there yesterday, led by the DG. Let me quote her words. I'm here as a homecoming to sustain what my predecessor started. And who is that? Dr. M.M. Omokaro. What did we go to do as Sweden? We are opening up a vista for senior citizens. Nigeria today, people now know that even at 60, even at 70, even at 80, so long as you are alive, you have a right to do business. So Sweden today has a space for senior citizens, and one of the first engagements they had with us was to train women and men in Ushafa community on business development over a pilot program we have on multipurpose corporate society in Ushafa. That is one of the programs. That is on continuing engagement. What we are doing here right now aligns with one of the programs that was crafted by the National Senior Citizen Center under our watch, the Continuing Engagement Bureau Initiative. And I have to say here that one of the first guests of 65 was the pioneer Director General of the National Senior Citizen Center. She featured on this program, and I'm sure if you take a close look back, she spoke glowingly about most of the things I'm going to say now. Still under Continuing Engagement Bureau Initiative, Dr. Peter Goodstead on my right is the National Coordinator of NSCC Goodwill Ambassadors for Age-Friendly Services and Elder Justice and Age-Friendly Services in Nigeria. Where did we set them up? Nigeria is large. By the act establishing the National Senior Citizen Center, NSCC is supposed to have zonal offices. The states, just like the keynote speaker, the immediate party said, are supposed to domesticate and establish similar centers at the state level. So one of the things NSCC has done under her is to put in place engagement mechanisms to talk to Nigerians, to talk to policymakers, to know that it is time to have these centers at the state level. And they are helping us on advocacy on that. The other one is under engagement mechanism is the Stakeholders Consultative Forum on Aging, put across all over the country in 36 states and FCT. And I must say, Dr. Stella is here. Each time she goes to any states and she wants to get a contact, she gets to NSCC, who is the co-chair. The last was Edo State, and I sent her the contact, and she got to the contact. And I must say, every episode of our program, before she goes on air with it, we get a copy, up to the very last one. Now, let me not, if I want to sit here, I can speak, because the person who trained me in this is Dr. Mokaro here seated. I can speak and speak, but I will not be able to speak like her. The other one is healthy aging. Under healthy aging, today, if you want to go into the care industry and you go to the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria, they will refer you to the National Senior Citizen Center for referral. Because we knew NSCC under our watch and identified that the care industry was very porous in the country. Today in Nigeria, everything has been put in place. Let me say we are almost at 70%. The care industry is to be streamlined. For you to call yourself a caregiver, you must be certified, you must be accredited, and you must be trained. And before I take all the time, just yesterday, NSCC mandate does not include pensions, but we interface with pension governance institutions, PENCOM, PTAD, NUP, to plead with them to have a human face over pension governance. And just yesterday, Mr. President approved holistically the increases in pensions and free medical services for retirees in the country. And we know that indeed 60 to 90% of retirees in the country are 60 and above. If you go to the media now, NSC was about the first agency of government that reacted to thank Mr. President on behalf of senior citizens in the country, to say thank you. The long-awaited increases in pensions are really come to pass. And indeed, to sum up, so many programs, healthy aging, continuing engagement bureau, multiple corporate societies. Just a few months ago, before Dr. Mokaro left office, 6 multi-purpose corporate societies in Akwa Ibom State were empowered with 1 million naira each from the poultry budget she gets from the Federation account. And I can go on and on and on. But
we know.
Bottom line is that today in Nigeria, matters of aging, matters of senior citizens is very much in the front burner, and these are the programs we put in place to ensure that the senior citizens are given a pride of place in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that we've all gained something from everything that every member of the panel has said today. And this is one of the things that we try to talk about on 65 podcast. So please tune in to us. You have the link. I wish they could put the link up there. The link is not anywhere to be found, but it's 65. The link should go up there so that as many people as possible, those who are here, should join our program, our podcast, and be enlightened. And you can be sure that members of this panel here are going to have a more dedicated time with us for us to explore issues with them. So we want to thank you. But before then, I think if there is anybody in the audience that has a comment,
They will make it. They will make it. We are saving you. We're saving you because we don't want your makeup to crack. You need to cut that cake.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want your makeup cracking. Audience, please give a round of applause to our celebrator and the panelists. We crave your indulgence that all of you rise and stand here for your official panel photograph. Thank you very much. The polling talent, please join them for the official photo. The keynote speaker, Dr. Mokaro, please join. Thank you. If you can shift it, shift. I don't have power. Mama Tanka of Kasai, Ajay, please join. Thank you for finding it. Chris Ekio, please join that photo of the Monica, please join. Thank you. Will we ever make it? Will we ever hear the sound of a cockroach gone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Official photographer is over there. Look at him. Okay. Who do you want? Okay. Your Royal Majesty, please. Please hold on. She will join. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? Take 1, 2 steps. 1, 2. Thank you. That's it for us. Please come this way so that you form a concave this way. Thank you. Thank you. Please, that is your official hobo. Please, at the count of 3, I want all of you to say 65. 1, 2, 3, and we say? Thank you. Please, from there, you move over here because we are cutting this cake immediately. This beautiful cake. Dr. Stella, you want to beat me, but you can't beat me for now. I will take the punishments afterwards. Because if I don't do that, your makeup might crack. I'm not falling. If I fall, I'm only falling in love with you more. So let me just bypass you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, we cut this cake at the countdown to the name Stella. Stella the star. Everybody, could I have an S? I can't hear you. Could I have an S? Because she's charming and she's just a sweet 16. Could I have a T? She's very tenacious. Could I have an E? She's exceptionally excellent and elegant. Could I have an L? She's lovable. Could I have another A-L? Oh, she's very, very, very ladylike. Did you see her cross her leg like it's 45? Could I have an A? She's amiable. Stella! Thank you. Thank you. As you come down, stand by the book. As you come down, stand by the book. I'm not leaving all of you at all. Just move over to the book. Please, let's go. That's so. Keep moving to where it is. So this is the point where I drag you. Come this way. Deep The good thing is that she's not doing this for the money. Well, the day that you were born, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Please, can you make sure you're not holding it upside down? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Bring it down, okay? Thank you. It gives me great honor at this point in time to hand over the microphone to the dearest dame of them all. Exotic dame, supporting dame, sisterhood dame, Sisters Ipa dame, Dame Pauline Talent.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The chairman of this occasion, the woman of the moment, a very delectable, loving, caring sister whose heart is for the needy, for those that had lost hope in life. I also want to acknowledge my very, very dear sister, the immediate past DG, Dr. M.M. Omokaro, for the great job you've done for humanity. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate life, to celebrate an exceptional woman, a woman
who has dedicated her life to put smiles on the faces of those who were losing hope, those who have no one to care and show them love. She has brought hope to the hopeless and joy into so many homes. I acknowledge all the senior citizens gathered here and all members of the panel who have spoken so well. I celebrate all the senior citizens that have gathered to come and learn more about aging, and be happy, and they know how to manage aging. I agree with her when she came up to give us her welcome address, that she's not old, she's not aging, she's only going through the stage of life. And I'm sure you all agree with that, isn't it? So give her another big round. So let's try to be our brother's keepers. Let's try to stretch a hand of love and care to our neighbors, to our loved ones, so that the world will be a better place. Here before us, we're celebrating three things. We're celebrating life, we're celebrating 65 compendium, and we're celebrating an amazing woman as she marks 76. So this 3-in-1 here with us is the Echoes of Wisdom. This is a must take-away book for everyone. It's a must-read book for everyone from 60, not even from 65, from 60. And for every good child that loves his mommy and his daddy, try and get a copy. The young ones that are here with us, try and get a copy for your aged auntie, your aged mom, your aged father, someone above 60. And you will put smiles and they will learn something, and God will make your own aging very easy and very loving and very happy. So I want to present this book to all senior citizens of Nigeria. We dedicate this book to every senior citizen in Nigeria, especially our leaders, so that they will always remember to engage programs that will give hope to the aged. It's not just about the Senior Citizen Center. It's about every ministry, every organization to key in with the Senior Citizen Center, because one day you will age. I am seeing another senior citizen walking in, Ambassador Anyanwu. Can you come and join us here? Please give her a big round of applause. That is another sweet sister. Yes, please. Oh, you've been there? You've been there? Oh, please. Okay. That is another young lady. She is 77, but you will agree with me that she just looks 50, isn't it? Or even 45. God bless you. And may we all age so gracefully like all of them. And may God touch each person that is gathered here to be a blessing to every aged person within your family, within your neighborhood, and within your state and country at large.
That being said, you support this?
I support this. I don't want to announce it, but I say it's a must-read book. I will support it with something very reasonable. You know, we are all... So I am supporting this with something very good. I normally don't like announcing my... Thank you. So I urge everybody here, every senior citizen, to support and buy extra copies for the loved ones you have. Thank you. So we just want to... I'm coming to you, but let me start with the men. The men run this country. Men run things.
I'm here by the instructions of my Oga at the top, my wife. She actually ensured that I come here today. Last year we went on with Doctor for Immigration to the whole of Europe, and surprisingly, she was smarter than a lot of persons who were even in their 40s. So it's not surprising to see her running all over the place and do what she's doing. We are grateful. We really thank God for you. God is using you to do something wonderful. Well, by vocation, I'm a pastor, I'm a lawyer, and it's difficult to announce, but if you give me somebody should give me your this thing, your account details, and I will do something very handsome according to our abilities. I say thank you very much. My name is Pastor Barrister Pipa. God bless you.
No. Can I just crave your indulgence? Hello? We heard a lot of slight movement. We need to say a big thank you at this point to all those people who have supported us. They know themselves, but there's a body here, a private organization, that's Golden Penny Foods. And they have packaged something which is going round to all the older citizens in the house. And I think, please, they need your round of applause.
Please let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Golden Penny.
Golden Penny.
Thank
and
you
they will
so
give
much.
to everybody else, but they are first targeting the older citizens, especially from Kargini and Kaba.
Thank you.
It is called the palliative of podcast quarter past 65 palliative, powered by Golden Penny. Powered by God bless you.
Okay, it seems like everybody is writing down something, but I'll just shift a little bit. I came here, my brother Kingsley Kuku, former special advisor to President Jonathan, has also asked me to, on his behalf, support this book with a sum of 200,000. So I have a copy I'll send to him. His mom will be turning 90 this weekend, so I'll definitely take this book across to him for the mom.
Thank you.
In my personal capacity, I'm going to just follow suit, like my brother did, with another 200,000 for the second copy. Thank you very much.
Please, the account number is UBA 100 390-4302. Please, could we put that on the screen?
Media, please, let's have that on the screen now. Thank you. We should repeat it. Okay. Kindly repeat. Please repeat. Repeat it. Just repeat.
Okay, repeat it again. UBA 100 390
02. On behalf of my foundation, Ayodele Adebayo Foundation, and my humble self, thank you, Mommy. Before I make my donation, let me just say a little thing. Permit me with all humility. Thank you, Mom. The comment everybody makes is that she's looking 40. Not so? We meet every day. Thank you, Mom. I won't say more than that. I am making a pledge of $500,000. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Just arrived, so I don't like to worry
Her like that, you know. But Mama, I love you. Dr. P.
I am here on behalf of the Goodwill Ambassadors spread all over the country. And as soon as I get back now, in fact, most of them are watching and are engaging online. I'll discuss with them and I'll get back to our beautiful sister who lives in the same estate, just 2 days away from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I have the number. I'll do something. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Iho, I hope you admit me to your Goodwill Ambassador. Okay, my sister, we know we are together on this, so we'll do something.
Thank you. I congratulate Doctor on her achievement, and I'll definitely do something good.
Thank you. You all want to say hello to you.
Yes, I want to say hello to everybody and to say that Stella is an amazing lady. I want to support her with the small sum of 150,000 naira.
Ambassadorial ambassador, elegance ambassador.
Thank you, everyone, for being here for Dr. Stella Dorgu. My name is Chief Monique Ogon. I'm here on my capacity and also representing Queen Zainab Otiti Obano, and I'm part of the team, so we don't need to speak in public. We've spoken. I will still speak. Yes. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you.
I trust these two men.
On behalf of the President of Nigeria Union of Pensioners, a mandate was not given to me, but I can use within my discretion to buy 2 copies of this book at the cost of 200,000 naira and personal copy for my aged mother at the cost of 50,000 naira. The account, I have received the account number, and then that will be accredited to your account. Thank you very much.
Once again, congratulations to Dr. Stella Dorgu. The National Senior Citizen Center, effective from tomorrow, will have 4 copies of this book adorned in our library. We have whispered to her and will communicate as appropriate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We still have one person here who is going to do something. Okay.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. On behalf of myself and my family, I want to put something reasonable, and I'll send the teller to Her Excellency, Madam Pauline. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is the point where I will crave your indulgence that all of you hold your books. So we do the Uncle P, sorry, the book photos after you left, but these things happen. Don't worry, rest. Please, shall you hold your books? Auntie, how did I forget you? I just said hold your breath. I didn't say escape.
Thank you very much. My boss is here. Honorable Valentine. And this is my home, really. I'm happy to be here to support my sister, Stella.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's on. Come here. Yes, thank you. Stella and I are twins. I'm a little older than her, but I can, I'm a little older, a lot, 365 1/4 days times. That's how many? Yes. I shall reach out to her. She knows I've always backed her.
Yeah.
No shaking.
No shaking.
Thank you.
All right, so let's, Dr. Mini. Cross River and John for the photo. Cross River must be represented very well. Please hold your book. And then, official photo, where is you? All right, the official photographer is over there, just in front of you. Can we say 65 at the count of 3? 1, 2, 3, and we go. Thank you so very much.
Wow. Thank you so much.
They say you should wait that the sparkles did something. Now wow, Oga, you did well, but you chose the wrong time. Thank you. All right, so can we do it now? So 1, 2, 3, and we say 65. Thank you. Please take your seats.
Thank you all.
At this point, I hand over to my team lead. PhD. Now only masters I get. I never do PhD.
Please, a round of applause for all those who came out to launch. The official prize, the cover prize of this contest is 20,000 naira. It's on sale outside. If you need some for yourself or to buy for others around you, you can just wave to our ushers and they will come to you. So just give a wave to...
Well, we are making progress. I want to start by thanking the Almighty God that has spared our lives to witness this event as we mark the first year of the 65 podcast. As we also gathered to celebrate our dear sister, Honorable Stella Dorgu, as she marked her 76th birthday, and to thank the government of Nigeria for putting in place the Senior Citizen Center. The past 7 years of the institution of the Senior Citizen Center under the first DG, Dr. M.M. Amakoro, she did very well. We are all proud of her. A lot of things are being put in place now to cater and to address the needs of senior citizens in Nigeria. We've had all the speeches that were said. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. We are happy that Nigeria has put in place this senior citizen under the leadership of the past administration, and this administration is following suit, giving the necessary support to see that the problems of the senior citizens are properly addressed. I also want to commend President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Just yesterday, we heard about the new packages he's making to support the pension scheme and the free health care that government is giving to the elderly. This is highly commendable. We pray that government will put more measures to support the elderly because they serve this country over the years, and in their evenings, government and well-wishers of this country, every good citizen should lend a helping hand to give hope to the elderly, to give succor to the elderly, to put smiles on the faces of the elderly. When you do that, you are also inviting God's blessings that the young ones will also take care of you in your old age. So this is a very beautiful event, and I thank God for all the senior citizens that gathered to share their experiences, and for our celebrant, I wish her many, many more years of good health and of service to humanity. To hear such sad stories where children will go and abandon their parents because of the harsh economic situation, but children owe it a responsibility to give back to their parents for the love and care they gave them when they were young. So my advice to our children is that if you want God's blessings, if you want your children to also take care of you in your old age, remember to be caring, to be loving to your parents, so that your children can do same to you. It is a give back time. It's a payback time. If you do whatever you sow, you will reap. So I'm calling on our children to do everything they can to tap into the blessings of caring for their parents, loving and supporting them in their old age.
Thank you very much. A lot of reflection, a lot of deep thinking. And I looked around. My mother is going to be 99 in November. And I know the things that she goes through. Then we see a lot of other elderly people. For example, look at what is happening with the retirees. People forget them. Even back at home, in our communities, some of the people practice what we call ageism, even on themselves. When they say, I beg, I don't old, what do you want to make her do? But that is not how it should be. Until you breathe your last, you should keep yourself actively engaged and make sure that you keep the community intact. Not only your children, but immediate community. And that is what we are also expecting that the government will do. So we said, let us do something for those people who are not talked about. They spend so many years of their life contributing to the family, to government, to the police, to the military, in the farms. They do so much. And yet, when it is that time for reciprocity to take place, people don't want to bother. And I have always said, I have a stepmother who died at 89, and she was afflicted with a debilitating spondylosis. And so I know how much myself and my siblings took care of her. And so I felt that we must make the conversation real. We must expand the place of the conversation. We must do something different and take care of our old people, because all of us must grow old. And if we don't learn how to take care of our aged people, the people who are coming behind us, they will look at us, and like you say, everybody does things by example. So that was how 65 came about.
Okay, there's this growing trend that there's this what is called elders abuse. Do you see that in our country, Nigeria? Unfortunately, it is something that has been kept swept under the carpet for quite a while, where you see young girls or young women beating up their mothers, ill-treating them, punishing them, not giving them food, doing all kinds of things. And even the young men too, because they think that their own muscles have not yet atrophied, they abuse these their fathers. And so it is quite rampant. And that was why I think it was the beginning of June, we had an Elder Abuse Awareness Day. It's an international day. So if we think that it's not rampant in Nigeria, we must think again. It is quite rampant, and we must sensitize people to understanding that these people don't need to be abused in any way, whether mentally, physically, or emotionally. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Ambassador God knows Igali. I'm the chairman of this occasion, and we are glad that there are people who are devoting their lives to talking about the welfare of our senior citizens. The aspiration of any human being is to live into good old age. Good old age in safety, in dignity, and in good health. And sometimes we forget that we one day get old. So this foundation, the Yamara Foundation, that Dr. Stella Dorgu is the founder Sorry, please, excuse me. It's terrible. He's the founder, and what we are celebrating today, 65, is to bring to more public consciousness the welfare of the elderly, the welfare of the senior citizens, those that have toiled and today do not have that energy again. In many countries of the world, these senior citizens are regarded as special people because they pay their dues. And it's time for the younger ones to take care of them. Even in our own African worldview, we take care of older people. We don't throw them into the streets. But these days with modernity, people come to live in cities, we abandon the old people. And even in the cities, the old people, the poorer ones, those who are lower down in public service, end up being shortchanged. So we congratulate her on her birthday and the launching of 1 year of this foundation and the work she's doing to create awareness. The government now has an agency to care for the senior citizens, but it's not only government that can do it. All of us must contribute to it. I give an example. You go to some countries, once you are above 60 or 65, you are a retired person, public transportation is free. If it's in America, you go to restaurants, you pay maybe half, sometimes you eat free. If you go with your family, they will ask any senior citizen, they say go in, you don't pay. Just like they will say anybody below 10 years or 11 years, you don't pay. So we're happy that these things are coming up, and by God's grace, we hope that with this event, there will be more support from both Nigerians of goodwill and from also the international community to support this initiative.
Okay, finally, there's this belief that because of the inability of government to address the pension issues among the elderly, it breeds corruption in the civil service, because those working haven't seen the people that have gone before them being treated, being ill-treated. They want to get corrupt and amass wealth for themselves to safeguard their old age.
Well, I still don't think that the wrong thing people do should make you to change your values. We grew up with family values. We grew up with religious values. The saying goes that a good name is better than riches. So government should do more for civil servants. Civil servants are not inferior people. Civil servants are those that keep the system going. Civil servants are those that hold the fabric of the country. So they should not be treated like beggars in and out of service. But that notwithstanding, should not be an encouragement, should not be an incentive, should not be a reason why people should be corrupt and do the wrong things. I think that rather, with the little we have, we should plan our lives and try within those possibilities to manage ourselves and keep that good name. That's my counsel whenever people tell me that as a justification. And some of us were in service, we left service. Even when we left service, and they want to investigation about investigation, nothing. You don't find anything, because you try to keep that your good family name and the religious ethos that we received as children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You are watching CTV.